fall back in time. All those boxes packed in line, room for me to find. Wonder where you'll be. We'll open the window, find out. It's highly likely I'll be feeling the pressure. Call an emergency landing. If I help myself, I'm helping you. If you take a breath, I'll take one too. Take one too. I'm taking my time. I'm leaving it be. I've been looking, but I just can't find the apology. Yeah, it's habitual to put on a face and then fake conversation I should have stayed in. Hello.
I know you, Jess Nolan.
I know you.
Oh my God. You know what I've been listening to? Strike a Match.
No, you haven't.
Been dancing to your gravity like there's no tomorrow, Jess Nolan.
How do you have that?
It's in the internet, you know? You just dig deeper, you'll find it. Oh my God, Jess Nolan. Such a pleasure to have you on the show formally. I can't like even believe it, you know?
I'm so glad that we got a chance to do this.
It's like a fever dream. But I have to tell, you know, for my audience that doesn't know you, 93, you just released an album, 93. Oh my God. What a masterpiece, Jess.
Thank you.
And you've had critical success. Everyone loves you. Everyone loves the album. How do you feel?
I feel held and grounded and loved and excited for what's to come.
Yeah. Yeah. What a whirlwind of like a month you've had. I mean, that album release show that you had about, a month ago, or I don't even know, times a blur in Nashville. But what an album release show you had, Jess. So for the people that are not familiar with it, you had this outdoor beautiful space, the whole community packed, kind of like an outdoor area. And you had this like beautiful band that you have, and you had a dancing troupe. I mean, it was the most beautiful night of music, Jess.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people came together to make that happen. And it was awesome to have, the 8 band members and then the 4 dancers. And it felt like a collective, collaborative art piece that we got to present. And I feel like it was exciting for me to do something different. I've never done a show with dancers before, but it felt really exciting to do something different.
Was it hard, Jess? Because not only do you have to memorize the songs and not screw up the chord changes, but you also have to have choreography in there. Well, was that like an extra element of practice and art?
Yeah, so the dancers are called Garage Collective, and I had a meeting with them about a month before, and they were actually featured in one of the music videos, Sweet Like a Peach, for that single. They were in the video. So I had been working with them already, but we met up a month before the show, and we listened through the record together, and I got out colored pencils and paper, and I had them, as they were listening, write down the feelings that were coming up as they listened to each song. And so together we just kind of like dreamt up what it would feel right for them to move in while the songs were happening. But a lot of what you saw at the show was just improvised. So it was really, yeah, they had a few moments of choreography, but for the most part, it was just them emoting and feeling as they were hearing the music. So it was fun for me because some of it wasn't planned, and it was just in the moment. I feel like the audience could feel that energy of like what's about to happen, and the band felt that on stage too. So it was really special.
Wow, I had no idea. That's amazing. It looked like so natural. That's crazy.
They're amazing. They're incredible artists.
Yeah, I feel like everyone that's connected to you is amazing, Jess. And you're also about to gonna hit the road, obviously, with our show, Brie Kennedy, as well as Jake Wesley Rogers. You're gonna be on the road quite a bit. You love the road, right, Jess? I feel like you love the road.
I do. I really like being in new places and meeting new people, and doing the show is always just such a special thing for me. It's such a sacred space to be able to bring a live thing to people that have never seen your music before. So I'm excited to be out on the road. I mean, I love my home time. I like the balance of both, and I've been home for a little while, so it'll be fun to get out on the road and do some shows and meet some new people.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. And I mean, just you have such a sensitive soul. That's one of our favorite things about you. You're just like the purest of souls, and it's great. But listening to your album and listening to your music, Jess, I was feeling like, man, I gotta ask Jess, because what makes her so open and vulnerable to the art and to the music? I wonder if you're like a hot mess when you're like watching like a drama movie, or like when you watch like like an orphan story or something. Like, are you
Oh,
you know
yeah.
are you just like a mush, just like in general?
I mean, yeah, I cry at like Instagram reels of puppies. Like
Oh
I'm
God.
I'm a very I'm a highly sensitive person. Um, I think our emotions are our superpower. Our vulnerability is a superpower. So I'm just open to feeling. And I think that kids are like that, when they get hurt or they see something heartfelt, they express. And I'm just trying to be as childlike as possible in my day-to-day life, whether that means laughing or crying or whatever it is, just allowing the emotion to come through is like a daily practice. I think the older we get, the more we have to really hold on to our childlike wonder
Yeah,
and tapped into what we're feeling.
totally, totally. I totally hear that, and I agree. But it also makes me think, Jess, like, and as a musician that you are, I'm not a musician, but I've always found it fascinating when there's a breakup, like when you break up with someone you've dated or whatever. In real life, if you break up with someone, you kind of like are easy to avoid that situation. You just don't go to the same store. Maybe you don't go to the same bar. Maybe cut off a few friends here and there, and that's it. But when you're an artist and you've seen someone for a while and you break up with someone, Jess, like, and the songs are influenced by them, or the production, or they've written on the songs, for a sensitive soul like you, like, does that make it like hard? I'm just super curious about that aspect.
Yeah.
Like, there's like, they're always like reminders, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think life is hard. And I think that the more we try to avoid the difficult or the hard parts, the more that they eat at us and catch up to us in the end. So I'm just in a practice of realizing that nothing is so black and white, and that, it's a whole range of emotions. Some days are harder, but most days I'm just grateful for the relationships and the experiences that I've had and the ability to share and be vulnerable and be real about my experience. And then also, live it and just be present with it is all part of the practice. So, yeah, it's difficult, but I think the more that we can share the difficult parts of our life and not be afraid of them, the more connected we are to other people and the less alone we feel. So in sharing the process of what I've been going through in my music and just being as real and vulnerable as possible, I've made deeper connections with everyone in my life, including my exes. It's like it comes back tenfold when you're just real about what's going on. And you also realize that things aren't personal, that relationships shift and they change, and that some things don't last in the same form forever,
Yeah.
allowing that process to happen and being with it. It doesn't mean that it's not hard. It doesn't mean that it's not painful or sad, but that there's also joy on the other side of that pain.
Oh my God, love that. And I know in research, like, we found this quote that inspired you, that people run at the first sign of trouble, and that
Yeah.
trouble kind of deepens relationships. So, amen, Jess Nolan. Oh
Yeah.
my God. I would tell you that after this, you have to do a TED Talk, but you already did a TED Talk in Coconut Grove. So maybe like a Jess Nolan motivational seminar is next.
Yeah, and that TED Talk was it was when I was still in school at University of Miami.
Yeah.
And they had me play a few songs. I didn't actually get to talk. I just played.
The storm came without any warning, lighting open the sky and washed out all the heat.
So there's still room for a TED Talk if someone wants to bring me.
There's Unleash the Power Within 3-day weekend with Jess Nolan, something like that, come hear some songs and have your life changed while you're at it. Oh my God. And speaking of that University of Miami chapter, Jess, tell me a little bit about it, because we've talked a little bit off camera. It fascinates me. I love that, like, we were kind of like in the same area code, but like we never crossed paths, and it just fascinates me, your time in Miami.
The 305.
Yeah.
At the University of Miami, I was in the Bruce Hornsby songwriting program right when they had started it. So it was still a fresh new program. They were developing it. And that was really my first time like playing with other musicians. Like I started writing songs when I was 11 or 12, and I basically played alone until I went to college. And that was like a little breeding ground for me to like learn how to write charts and like figure out what I wanted to arrange songs to be like. And Miami was such a beautiful time for me to just like explore playing with other musicians and figure out my voice in conjunction with other people. So it's been a beautiful phase to look back on, because I feel like I really figured out how to do so much in that time as far as working and collaborating with other people. And that's such a big part of what I do now in Nashville. So it's like it informed everything that's happening now.
Did you learn a lot about, I mean, Miami's so different from New Jersey where you grew up,
Yeah.
or from Nashville, in the sense that, you have the Cuban kind of like situation and Latin America. Did you like learn some new flavors, kind of like some new cultures that like that you carry with you up to today?
Totally. I mean, the jazz school down there is incredible. Joni was hanging there. She was in Coral Gables hanging with Jocko. And there was a whole scene going on in Miami in like the 70s and the 80s that I feel like is still it's very vibrant there. And that definitely influenced how I write, how I play, how I interact with people. I mean, I'm from a big Italian family. So like, I feel like Cubans and Italians, like there's a kindness there. So I felt very like at home in that space of just like emoting and being vibrant and dancing and moving. So yeah, that time was really influential on my music for sure.
I've always loved you, Jess, because I love Italians. I love Italy.
Yeah.
It's like I feel at home. So
Yeah.
it's like there's my cousin Jess. How you do? So
Family. Yeah, it's about family. Sorry, the dogs are going off right now.
good, oh good, oh good. Oh my God, Jess, that's a great story. Let me go back to '93 for a second, because we're all over the place. But my God, I just
Give me one moment. I'm gonna tell them to stop. Give me 1 second.
okay.
I'm walking by.
Love it. Very talkative. Italian, after all.
Exactly.
Going back to '93 for a second, Jess. Tell me about the creative process, in the sense that like, what's this like when you were recording? And I think that there was this like great caterer friend that like kind of gave you guys like really like homemade meals, took care of you like a family. Like I'd never heard that before. It seemed to be like a super nurturing kind of like vibe that you were in. When was this?
Yeah, that was back in December 2021 when we started recording. And my friend Rebecca Wood, she has Hearts in the Mix, which is her catering company.
Yeah.
She's the wife of Oliver Wood from the Wood Brothers. And she had catered a few things that I had done before, sessions and shows. And I just loved her energy so much. And I thought, wouldn't that be nice, instead of ordering like a Mitchell's sandwich, the typical Nashville thing, which is great. Like that, I love Mitchell's, but wouldn't it be great to have somebody come and bring food that they made that we could just share in the meal, not have to worry about going to pick it up? So Rebecca would come by middle of the day, bring us a tray of food. And it was just so beautiful. Like it changed the whole vibe of the sessions, because it felt like a family member was coming and bringing us food, and we could share in the meal and then get back to recording.
So good. I mean, by the way, you're so healthy. You've always been so healthy. And I have to mention that, like in the album release show, I saw, in Nashville, it's very common now for singers that take care of themselves to have the bottle of water with them.
Right.
Like, I had the biggest one I've ever seen. Like, how many gallons was that? I thought you were gonna like break your wrist drinking that, Jess Nolan. I have to tell you.
2 big gallons of water. It's funny because I lost my Nalgene like 2 days before. Typically I have my conservative little Nalgene with me, but this day I lost it, and it was hot out, and my best friend Shauna was visiting me from New Jersey. She came down for the show, and she went to Publix, and she came back with these 2 big gallons of water, and I was like, this will work.
I was like, yeah, please don't drop it on top of the equipment. Like, there's going to be chaos. The dancers are not going to know what to do.
Right.
Oh my God, Jess, I could talk to you for so long. So before I let you go, there's a game that is very popular, but we haven't brought it out in like a year. And I think, you're my friend. It's time to bring back a game called Flip the Tune.
Flip the tune.
Flip the tune.
Okay.
No premise. We play 3 of your songs, 10-second clips. We play them in reverse.
Oh.
Yeah, and we just want to know, basically how well do you know your songs?
Oh God, I'm being tested. And this is for my whole catalog? Anything?
For your whole catalog, yes.
God, I don't know how well I'm going to do. Here we go.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, flip the tune with Jess Nolan, and here is number 1. What do we got?
Was that Emergency Landing?
Was it's Nolan? Oh my God. Okay, very good. Good start.
Piano was a dead giveaway. I was like, I recognize that upright sound.
Yeah, I say let's start. That's what I figured. I figured let's start easy with Jess. Let's do a little bit hard now. Let's do Jess Nolan. Here we go. Let's see.
Little piece here, but it's
What do you got?
I remember.
That is. Oh my. Jess Nolan, you're too good at this. You're way too good at this. All right. We're going for the trifecta, Jess Nolan.
It's so fun.
So let's flip the tune. Is she gonna have 3 for 3? I mean, she's doing great. Let's see. Here we go. Jess Nolan, flip the tune.
no.
Whoa. Is that a little light?
Wonder.
Oh, that's Wonder. Interesting. I feel like those two are actually very kindred in my mind. So that makes sense that I messed that up.
The old, very kindred excuse. Yes, yes. Oh my God, Jess. I mean, what an honor. Look, I have to let you go because I could be here all day. And we have stuff to do. You have a tour to prepare to. But I mean, there's no words. You know how much we love you, your art, your soul, everything about you. So thank you so much, Jess. 93.
Thank you, me. I so appreciate the questions and just such a dear friend. Thank you.
You're the best. What an album. Congratulations, dear.
Talk to you soon.